as a team compared to a mix, expect for well-drilled, well-prepared strategies coming out of ProjectX. I know they've got a pretty nasty fast B. I've been on the receiving end of it. Well, I'm interested to see when they pull that out.
Yeah, no, I mean, we have seen earlier, if anyone, which I would imagine most people were around to watch the first best of 3, which was, of course, well, the previous best of 3, beg your pardon, was CEX versus Enclave. That was the winners final, and CEX just walked all over Enclave. So we'll see. There's sort of some unknown quantities here, but 3 players making their way over towards drop are going to easily clean up. It was a bit of an A stack from the CTs, so luckily they don't lose full B control, but Hals is definitely putting in a lot of work. He does pick up 2 before finally going down. Drops the bomb. Now Domsol with it all to do, just sort of runs out of ammo, left on 18 HP. Does get some backup though from Logsy. Now a 1 versus 1 in this connector area, and a very close quarters kind of battle between these 2 players. Somehow though, I believe it would be Lols, I guess would be his name, has managed to pick up the bomb and make his way back towards A. Logsy does have a kit and a smoke, so definitely a chance to get back into this one. Seems Lols really wants to take this fight, and he's going to lose it out, so not quite sure. He maybe could have backed off to the side to get the bomb down.
Probably. I mean, eDen have decided to stack A there, show a lot of A presence early. ProjectX have sort of chosen to go down drop, which is a pretty good guess. But then they decided to go over to A. I guess they didn't have any information. Ended up with a nasty skirmish in connector there. It's just a free-for-all fragging.
Yeah, pretty much. It was a bit of a mess, but it does go the way of eDen in the end. So we're going to see, of course, they're going to buy up, and no bomb plant for ProjectX means that they're just going to force up into this round.
No utility though. No utility on ProjectX. Looks like they're running dry into mid. They've spotted. Is that Dom up on top of A site? They're just charging up the mid round dry and taking these fights.
Yeah, it does look like it. There's 4 players over towards side alley as well. And they're going to be rushing up. 1 kill goes the way of ProjectX here. So now Dom with it all to do on the side. He's got 15 HP. Logsy is going to come flying out of Juliet, as it is known. And he's going to pick up 2. So now a 3 versus 2 situation. Some pretty low HP players on the CT side here. But I think as well the T side players are both quite low HP. So pretty easy cleanup in the end perhaps. But that kill from Roulette is definitely going to give them a chance.
Decent return on investment from this force buy so far. Ruler's just looking to see if he can drop Dom there. It's just 1 hit, so 1 hit with the Deagle is going to bring it into a 1v1 and give Ruler an outside chance. He's repositioning, got 48 seconds to work with. He's going to reposition coming up mid-ramp. Doesn't look like Dom and Thomas have realised that he's repositioned. Ruler working his way quietly around the ABC, but he's been spotted out and gets taken down by Thomas.
Yeah, I think he's just not quite got enough information, you know, to kind of work with there. The CTs played it quite well there, playing very close to each other, so the trade frag could have come in quite easily if Thomas hadn't have picked up that kill. But, I mean, losing 3 guns in that situation is not ideal, and it's definitely what you talked about earlier, the fact that, you know, these force buys on Cobble are rather effective. Usually for the CT side, I believe you said, but
yeah,
the T side definitely making use of it as well.
When you do damage on that first force buy, it's important to follow it up with another couple of kills to keep that CT economy low, and there's action down drop straight away. Pommy picks up 3, Samuel follows up with another nade, and the round is over just like that. So they've essentially removed all of the effect that they've had by getting those 3 kills on the second round. And look, the CT economy is flourishing here, and they have the opportunity to play a no upgrade round, which it looks like they're going to do. They're keeping the 3 UMPs, MP9 and a FAMAS, which is a strategy I like.
Yeah, definitely something, you know, we see a lot of these days, you know, sticking on, especially the UMP. It has been obviously nerfed a little while ago, but still a very effective weapon for the amount of money and the $600 bonus. And on a map like Cobblestone, towards Bs especially, you know, there's a lot of close angles that you can be taken, as you can see here, you know, Logsy pushing his way up onto the long there. Hal's walking through, will pick up 1, bit of team damage coming in, but they do trade the kill back, so it goes in favour of ProjectX. So a 4 versus 3 situation for them. They're just taking it quite slowly. I like this, not rushing straight into things. You know, they don't know it could be a stack. The rotations could have come out early, but it seems that eDen are just playing this quite passively.
Yeah, it looks like they're holding now. They're expecting the CTs to compensate for the fact that they have little information and they're a player down. So this is good discipline from Adam XO and his team. And it looks like there's just a little lull here as the T's reposition back to B. They're swinging the bomb back over to B. The CTs are split 1-1-1 with SMG, so someone's going to have to go absolutely bonkers if they're going to do any more damage in this round. Let's see if Logsy can catch anyone out here. Oh, he gets one. It's free fragged. That's $600 into his bank. Another kill here from the CTs. I think they're pleased with this result, but Adam snaps Pommy's heads off, and it's now a 3v1, and they're planting the bomb on B. And it's a foregone conclusion that Adam XO and his boys are going to win this round. But let's see if Thomas can get a cheeky extra frag. No luck.
Yeah, unfortunate for him. He didn't really expect much in that situation. You know, he only had a UMP. He did have a kit in his hands, so maybe a chance. And of course, you know, like we said right at the start of that round, the money, you know, it was absolutely fine. They didn't buy up, so definitely it would be more advantageous if he picked up any kills there. But unfortunately, he's not able to do so.
Of course, because it's a no upgrade round, this is a real big pressure round for ProjectX. If they lose this, they'll reset again. But they've got all the utility to buy into it. It looks like they're running an A-sided default here as they're positioning outside A, trying to take control of long A first, only showing some token pressure with some nades over here at B long. Adam's sort of taken the role of a lurker on this side, which is interesting. Bit of a happy-esque approach of the IGL doing the lurking. It's been working out well for them.
Yeah, so far, I mean, they won the first gun round. Although, like you say, it was a non-upgrade round. It's still good to get it on the board and make sure that eDen can't start running away with the half. So, Pommy just spotting out towards drop here. Not spotted the player out yet, but he will. He goes for the fight. Not able to get it, but will eventually. So that's a good opening pick. Taking down Deadbeat there. Makes it 4 versus 5, but of course he was on the lurk, as you said, so the remaining players are over towards A. Might quite catch the CTs off here. The boost spot not paying any dividends at all, and now the remaining CTs are going to be rotating over to try and stop this bomb plan from going down. But another kill comes in from Hals. Thomas able to trade up, but he will immediately go down. So 3 versus 2 now, and the CTs are completely blocked out of the site. The spam coming through the smoke, though. That was nice from Logsy, especially to pick up that headshot. That's going to be the bomb down as well, I believe. So it's definitely going to play into the CT's hand here. They are putting themselves a little bit more time on the board to get into better positions. Fight over towards long comes in. Pommy is going to win it out for his second of the round. Left on 15 HP though, so definitely doable for Ruler here. Take down the 15 HP player, but very well positioned. Logsy able to get the trade pretty easily, and that will be 4-1. And of course, Project are going to get themselves reset.
They almost timed that perfectly. They went man down. You could see on the radar there that Logsy, I think it was just about to get information that they had no presence at B long, at which point they would have been rotating that extra player over to A. But ProjectX chose the perfect time to actually run up the A ramp and catch the A site while it still only had 2 players in there. And if it wasn't for that bomb being dropped, they probably won that round. ProjectX, and they're probably going to do it again here, have this real knack of taking A long control without really using any utility and still having a bunch of utility left in their afterplants and that late round play. And that's what they're trying to do again here. They're just using, I think, 1 flash and maybe 1 smoke, and they get control of all of A long.
Yeah, they do seem to have quite a bit of team cohesion on the side of ProjectX for sure. Thomas though spotting out the head of a crouching Deadbeat. It's all he saw, but he's still able to hit the shot. But yeah, the point I was going to make is this is of course eDen's pick. So you would expect them to sort of have the upper hand there, and the kills just really going the way of the CTs here, and Dom with a double spray down to finish it off. So only losing 1 player in that round. A very, very good kind of force, well not force buy, but round back into things.
I mean, that's the risk that Adam took there. He got a little bit too aggressive on plat. Thomas took him down. He was able to call to his teammate, right, that's no one else on B. Adam is usually their lurker. They were able to get that extra 1.5 people over towards CT side, and it was just an easy hold for them in the end.
Yeah, unfortunately, now ProjectX going to be on a bit of an eco, just running straight into the Pommy P90, and Thomas as well going to look to get some eco frags. So probably going to end up being a pretty quick round here. 1 kill does go the way of ProjectX, but that's all they're going to get, and not really much coming out of that round. So a bit of a throwaway round, really. They didn't have very much money and pretty much a full eco. So
not much you can do there. Pommy with a P90 a man, after my own heart, my favourite weapon. Looks like he's going to keep it and play around drop with it. Could be pretty effective around that part of the map in close quarters. Let's see if we can do any more damage.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the P90, you just sort of hold mouse 1 really, and especially towards drop, where you just want to keep the pressure on, even if you don't get the kills. You don't want the T's to be able to come into such an advantageous position so easily.
Unless a headshot happens, the P90 kills someone faster than an AK. So at somewhere like drop where it's hard to hit the head, you've got lots of trying to aim vertically. It's a very effective weapon. It looks like fast speed's coming out. I talked about this at the start of the game. It's pretty effective as Ruler and Hal start doing some damage. They catch Pommy in the smoke at Alley, and they've taken the site. This was the strat that I talked about at the start of the game, which is very, very nasty, very, very hard to deal with. And it looks like it's caught eDen off guard a little bit here.
Yeah, 3 versus 2 now. So the round is, well, the bomb is ticking down, I should say. Dom on the flank there does eventually get the kill with the Molotov, but unfortunately Thomas not able to do anything else. So with 2 players left alive, Project will get their second on the board. We'll now be looking to hopefully get a third and not get reset again, because I think this is definitely not how they want their T side to go if they're just sort of winning rounds intermittently and then getting reset, losing a couple more, and then, you know, winning another one. They'll probably only get 3 or 4 rounds on the board, if that is the case. But you know,
at some point they're going to start stringing these rounds together. It looks like after that fast speed to change up the pace, they're back into doing their A side default. It looks like they might be setting up some sort of NIP smokes. They're all huddled together on the radar. Are they throwing some sort of fake towards B? It looks like they're holding 4 players there. So if they time this right, looks like they're going to get A side just against Dom, who's here at A long alone. And it looks like indeed they are managing to hold 4 players on there on site with just the presence of Adam X. So he's doing a fantastic job, but now he's been dropped. They're onto what's going on. They're rotating the CT's fast back over to A. Other T's going to get onto site in time. They get Dom, that's an important early frag, and Hal's with the second, and they've taken the site just before that rotate comes in.
Hal's hugely opening up, and a nice shot from Roulette there with the Deagle to make it a 4 versus 2. The CT side, their money isn't fabulous, and as you can see from the radar, the call to save has been made. So they're going to let this round go over to ProjectX, and definitely a chance for them to get back into this arc. I would say 5 or 6 rounds is definitely ideal for ProjectX, I think, on this T side.
Oh, I think they'll be aiming higher than that. If they can manage to take control of the economy, they can get a real run on. I think they'd still be very much expecting to win this half.
Fair enough, so we shall see. I think this next round is going to be a key one then, because the economy, as you can see, Thomas there only on $300, so I'd imagine the rest of his team probably in a very similar situation. Does mean that this next round, it depends on whether they force buy or not. There you go, the scoreboard.
That's right.
So probably just a few P250s around these rifles they managed to save. But hopefully ProjectX will be able to win this one out, get a 4th one.
I mean, that round's so important because it's essentially a 3-for-1. They win that round, they get the very light buy here, and then they get the eco that's probably going to come in next as well, maybe. Sometimes you get 3 rounds for the price of 1.
Yeah, for sure. It's the important rounds, you know, the impact rounds that we talk about, and these are kind of the filler rounds, as it were, the ones that you should be winning quite easily, shouldn't be too much trouble. We say that though, it's kind of the caster's curse.
Looks like a boost is being attempted to drop here. Thomas just waiting on top of Samuel's head. Looks like he's just holding rather than coming up. Is Adam going to be aware? He's not. He gets punished for it.
So that's a good use of those AKs there, you know, getting them into some aggressive positions. That maybe not so much, as Pommy will go down completely for free. And Roulette completely unpunished there. Over towards stairs is Dom, but immediately headshot by Hal. So that's a good opening into this site. And now it'll be on Thomas with this AK. Not able to do any damage as of yet, but he still hasn't gone down. So definitely a chance. But Ian, well, lols rather, that says Atlan. It's just, these names are so long on the side of ProjectX. Everyone else just has pretty simple names, and that's the way it's been with most other teams. But on Project, they're sponsored by CSGO.com. I don't know.
Is that a plug to get paid for that?
I think you get like a percentage off if you have it in your name on the website.
We don't endorse gambling here at Epic Land.
Yes, yes. But you know, if it's just a bit confusing more than anything. You know what I mean? It's
a little bit. We're back to full buy v buy action. It looks like they're sending some more players towards B long. ProjectX are going to try and take control of B long. It's not being contested, so they should get that for free.
Yeah, the 5 rifles still being bought up on the CT side. So we did talk about the fact that they could have been ecoing into this round.
Well, they're pretty light on utility. A lot of teams would opt to do another maybe pistol half buy here, but they've gone for the low utility buy. And this is the trap, the cycle that you can get caught into if you just get into the habit of doing force buy, light buy, force buy, light buy, and before you know it, you've just lost 7 rounds in a row.
Yeah, well, the French are infamous for that kind of play style, sort of forcing up when, really, if they just decode the rounds out, they definitely have the skill to be winning it. Lols with a great opener onto Thomas there, onto the broken wall. Wami now waiting to trade it back, and he will, but the rest of the Ts, or 3 of them at least, are making their way over towards B.
They're going to check this cubby here on B. Logsy gets 1 with the silence M4 and 2.
There you go.
Fantastic hairstyle as well from Logsy.
Yeah, the players unfortunately falling down for ProjectX. There's only Roulette left. He was over towards middle with this AWP, so now Pommy seems to be a little bit savvy to it. The crouch beat does actually pay off, but Samuel is on the flank and easily able to pick up that kill to make sure that the round will go over to eDen. So
yeah, the spot that Pommy was playing there in front of the cube, in front of the block, seems to be getting a lot more play than it used to. It's sort of an interesting little off angle that's a little bit hard to clear, but you're sort of setting yourself up to get flashed if the Ts decide to sort of trigger flash out instead of just walking out dry. Not the case that time though. Pommy gets the frag. No, he didn't. He didn't get the frag. He got refragged.
yes, indeed. But I think he dinked, so he got a big assist for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, the risky buy from eDen that we talked about definitely paying off. Yet again, utility not fabulous. Logsy is on a FAMAS as well, so, and you know, the T-side economy is a lot easier to upkeep, of course, so ProjectX still able to pull out 5 AKs. No AWP this time, but it's not had a huge impact for Roulette, I don't think. Pommy as well, ever reliable over towards drop, will get the initial first frag for his team. So
Adam's causing his team some problems here by going down early as that isolated player. It's allowing the CTs to get information and get look, they've got 3 people here on A, and it's very, very difficult, and it takes a lot of time and resources to retake the map control that Adam's essentially losing for them there. Though they start off alright, Sean finding Samuel, but still 2 players left to find. And look, there's more CTs rotating in. This is really going to be difficult for ProjectX.
yeah, instead of fighting against the usual 1 that you would expect to be here, there's going to be pretty much all 3 at this point. There's some very low HPs left as well, and the kills will come in for Logsy. Roulette does manage to trade 1 back, but just simply outnumbered there in the end of that round. So, yet another going over, and I mean, there was definitely a chance for ProjectX to get back into this half, as we talked about, but it seems eDen have just, you know, sort of put a stop to that, made sure they can't get too many rounds on the board, and have now, you know, started to run away with the half, really.
I'm sure Adam will be disappointed with himself by sort of giving up the position of all of his teammates by dying isolated there on one side of the map. That's something that they're going to have to fix if they're going to keep running this default style, so a 4 over one side of the map, and Adam lurking. It looks like they're going for that approach again. Adam's with his team this time. It's a different lurker, but the same principle applies. This A player has to show presence without dying if they're going to have any success.
Yeah, at least not so early on in the round. You know, maybe
Exactly.
if your team has made advances over towards the other bomb site, your kind of job is to hold off the rotates, you know, and slow down the CTs. But 3 players over towards drop here. Pommy is looking to get all 3. He does get 2, eventually gets glocked down. I think he pretty much just ran out of ammo in that situation. Leaves the player on 4 HP though, and there you go. Logsy and Samuel will easily clean up. I don't think anyone had any armor there over on the side of ProjectX, so quite an easy round for them. Well, for eDen rather, to be winning.
It looks like eDen have switched on that ProjectX are favouring the A side on their defaults, and they're starting to play that extra player, sort of 2 towards site and the extra player towards door early on. Let's see if they continue to do that. Yep.
Looks like they will, possibly getting a bit aggressive over towards long.
And it's the right read yet again.
Yeah,
looks like ProjectX are trying that same routine to try to take long control.
Yeah, ProjectX unfortunately, you know, just don't seem to have very much in the strap, but just this sort of 1 rescue over towards A, and he can more smokes go. Dom will get 1, but immediately punished for that. Samuel does get checked, but manages to pick up 3. In fact, gets 3, a triple spray down from Samuel. Huge plays over towards middle. That's going to drop the bomb and leave Lols in a 1 versus 4 situation here. So definitely not looking good for him, and huge plays from the CT side to win this round out for eDen and make it 10-4.
Let's see if Samuel can pick up a cheeky 4th here. He's sitting on top of the bomb. Looks like Pommy might nick it off him. But yeah, look, they're getting engaged very, very early over on the A site, and it seems to be a little bit too easy for eDen to read ProjectX at the moment. They're running out of rounds.
There you go, in the end. Samuel will actually get that 4th. So quite a good round individually from him. And of course, eDen having quite a good half here. So looking to make it 11, I think it's definitely possible. There's sort of, you know, a pistol buy. A lot of utility, in fairness, so possibly an execute that could work out for ProjectX. But I don't know, the CZs and Deagles, not really
I think there's a big Magnus over on A side, because here they go over towards A again. Looks like they're throwing these, I'm calling them NIP smokes. Did they do them first? I'm not sure. But it looks like they're throwing these smokes that land over towards B again. And this time they're actually spinning over to B. Got some trigger flaps in, and they can get to check Thomas. They're going to be under broken wall.
Fully blinded up there, I think, going through that broken wall.
Lol's getting some work done there with the CZ. They've isolated the site now. They've got eDen trapped behind the smokes, but the smokes are fading because they threw those smokes from outside A, so they don't have much time to work with. The smokes have faded before the bomb actually goes down. Shornsky tries to stick the plant. He manages to dodge a nade. I'm not exactly sure how, but how's he gonna get out of this? How's he gonna win this after plant?
Yeah, there's a player over towards stairs. There's one on 4 HP as well. He's going to immediately go down. So now over onto Roulette. The bomb is planted for him, and he's doing good damage. He gets himself a second headshot with that Deagle. So a 1 versus 1 situation. He's still on 100 HP, and he's playing it oh so very well. I think at this point he just needs to play the bomb and gets himself a 3K with that Deagle. Great stuff from him to make it 10-5 for his team. So
they needed that so badly. They needed that so very badly. They've got at least something to work with here on their CT side. A little bit of an insurance policy if they lose the pistol or something manages to go wrong. That will give them a nice little morale boost going into the second half as well. I'm sure there'll be a bit of screaming going on.
Huge rounds like that always do, you know, kind of give a bit of a boost, you know, not only individually to the player to get his confidence up, but as well to the team. And I mean, as you might have seen at the end there on the scoreboard, I believe Deadbeat on 4 kills and Shornsky on 3. So
I keep saying Adam, don't I?
Yeah, I think so.
Adam
the
is
personal stuff. Yeah, indeed. I've figured that out for sure, so I would imagine they think so as well. So kills going either way now, 4 versus 3 as the A bomb site is sort of in control of the T's here. Dom doing work with this Glock right now as he gets himself a second for the round. Roulette, though, the big man of last round, picks up 1. And now it's left onto him again, a 1 versus 2 situation this time, but unfortunately not able to do it. And Dom picking up a 4K in that round. So eDen answer back with a huge round and a huge individual play of their own to make it 11-5. And you would think that they're going to pick up these next 2 rounds as well.
You'd say so. It doesn't look like they're committing entirely to the force on ProjectX. While the changes to the Glock that have come in recently that added accuracy and the extra damage at close range really makes those T pistol rounds feel nice and crisp if you can close that gap, and that's what Dom did there, playing under the balcony on A. Looks like a fast B's coming in.
Yeah, the flashes and things coming out from the CT is going to make it difficult, but Samuel does not seem to give a damn as he will pick up the first 2 kills. No one else left over towards his B site. There's 2 players over towards drop, but everyone came from the platform area, so the bomb is going to go down pretty easily. Deadbeat on the flank there. Pommy looking to get the second kill as well. He runs out of ammo in his Mac 10 and leaves Lols on 15 HP there. And Lols will actually pick up that kill, so capitalise for sure. 2 low HP players remaining though, and Thomas will jump straight through that window and pick them up. So
looks like ProjectX premeditated a boost there, but stuff went down on B long, and everyone was dead before that boost could actually have any effect.
Yeah.
So a little bit unlucky that they've chosen to do a fast B on that round for ProjectX, but all the kills were SMGs, so they're starting to build up some bank early.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's not looking very good for ProjectX here. Like we said earlier, it's eDen's pick, so you would expect it to go their way, you know, logically, but maybe not this one-sided. We definitely expected a little bit of a closer affair. Going to be a bit of a heavy B stack here, and these USPs actually paying dividends. They will eventually get beat out by the superior weaponry that's on the side of eDen, but still, you know, 2 kills from Hals with a USP is nothing to be sniffed at.
Limited chance for a retake here as Dom takes out Deadbeat with a Mac 10, adding another $600 to the bank. I'm hoping Ryan has enough money for an AWP here, or someone can at least drop him one. That's the one advantage that ProjectX might have over eDen here on the CT side, is that Ryan Ruler is sort of the only recognized AWP on the server, but it looks like they've spent a little bit too much cash in the first couple of rounds and they're on the 5 rifles.
Yeah, it's something that we normally see though, is even if a team decides to force up, the
Someone can
AWPer,
still afford a AWP.
yeah, the AWPer
Not this
will
time.
just get a USB. Samuel takes 30 damage from a stab in the back from his teammate, so hopefully that won't come back to haunt him. But quite a slow start to this round, not the sort of fast round that we saw previously. No execute, it would seem, from eDen eSports either. They're just going to rely off pure aim at this point.
Yeah, not much information on A. They've started off playing 2 from side at the start of the round. It looks like they're tentatively trying to get some information about Black. As the drop hit comes in, Shornsky gets 1, Shornsky gets 2. Well-timed Molotov helping him out with some damage, and it looks like there's going to be some action on Black here as Ryan takes first contact in an effective crossfire with Palace at statue, and they mow everyone down.
Yeah, ProjectX answering back really well, actually. A really good, crossfire like you mentioned. Shornsky picking up a couple kills, which is, sort of like a third of the kills that he got in the first half. So
no Molotov used at stairs there by Eden to break that crossfire.
Yeah, and I mean,
so
they
it
were
was pretty
punished.
easy in the end. And
Yeah.
excellent work at Shornsky at drop, which can be a scary place to hold from inside, but he gets the job done very effectively.
Yeah, often something towards drop that we see players don't watch it at all or have a teammate helping them out. I think Shornsky did have a teammate there, but he did all the work himself. But often, you have someone holding from outside, connector area, and then, of course, near the block, or maybe E-box. But either way, Shornsky does the work in that round. And now it's going to be a fast answer back. There are 3 CTs over here. A good flash coming in is going to allow Roulette to pick up 1, and Lols is there to make sure that he doesn't get traded back. So Deadbeat as well makes it a 5 versus 2, and it's looking really good here from ProjectX. As now it's a 1 versus 5 situation for Logsy, so not looking good for him.
As Nigel, I hate to see that. I hate to see the people stopping at the top of the ramp and not following along the entry fragging route. Looks like they all bursted out of that mid-room, ran up to the top of ramp and stopped for a cup of tea, and allowed that extra rotation to come in, allowed that counter utility to be used, and they just got absolutely mowed down. So ProjectX starting to build a bit of money, a bit of momentum. They've got all 5 alive here. Logsy, is he going to save his AK? He's got the bomb. He's creeping over towards B. He's only really got 1 guy to kill. Don't know who it is. Is that Lols playing alone in Coop? If that duel is won by Logsy, they're going to get the bomb plant.
Yeah,
Is he going to check it?
At this point,
Looks like he's been timed here, hasn't he?
yeah, at this point, could be close. So definitely going to get the info, and he does 50 damage. Any kills at this point, though, are advantageous for eDen eSports. There's so many rounds up, and the CT economy is so hard to hold, and getting that bomb plant as well is going to give them that extra $800 into the next round. He will immediately go down, so only gets 1 for his trouble, but getting the bomb plant, though, when they're so far ahead, is going to give them a chance to possibly win this next round, and ProjectX, they won't be reset, but their money won't be very good.
Sure. That's another IGL killer giving away the bomb plant there, completely unnecessary. I'm sure that will just take the gloss off winning around that easily.
Yeah,
Giving
well, I
away
mean,
that bomb plant.
when they've got 5 players alive as well, it shouldn't really
Unnecessary.
be able to happen. There's only 1 player over towards B. It's a bit confusing as to why that's the situation. But either way, ProjectX will get a 7th on the board, so that's good from them. Of course, eDen eSports with that plan are going to buy up into this one. There are 2 CZs, but everybody else has an AK. So definitely a good chance if some good entry frags come out for eDen eSports here. Once again, doing this sort of slow B kind of play and then bursting into drop by the looks of things. CZs will definitely like that. It's the close range play that you would want for those weapons.
It looks like ProjectX are committed to playing this reactive style of CS, where they try just use their utility to react to whatever they're seeing on the map. They're not putting too much effort into getting any sort of early info or advanced positioning. As you can see, they're playing from sight on A, and playing from side on B as well. So it's really up to that reactive style of play. Thomas pops down drop.
Don't know if anyone caught that. Of course, Thomas picks up that kill, but Dom shot the floor, which is something that we saw from Fallen as 0 on Mirage window. Shot the floor to cover the sound. So that's going to give them the opener into this one. And eventually, with all the kills, they end up going the way of the team. So it's a 3 versus 2 retake now for ProjectX. Jumping out in the open, though, Logsy gets taken down. Not expecting Roulette to be there for sure. And Pommy left on 50 HP. It's a question, though, as to whether they will expect Samuel to be here. He turns away from the flashback, is expecting it, and I think Roulette sort of did a double take on that spot. So he will go down. Roulette, Samuel with a nice 90-degree flick onto Lols to finish it off. So that's unfortunate. Could have been a pretty easy kill for Lols there, but Samuel coming up big from that rock position.
Now, look. We have Ruler with the AWP. Is that the first time we've seen it on Ryan this half? I think it is.
Yes,
last
I think
round,
so. Yeah.
So this is where they have the edge here. They're force spying around him, but there's a lot of pressure on him. He's carrying a lot of weight on his shoulders. He's the only recognized AWPer on the server. And this is, you can use that as a tool to sort of get some forward position, get some information. Let's see if he uses it to try and take control of Plus, or whether he just plays passively from Statue or Coop. It looks like they're going the passive reactive playstyle again. Are they going to be able to pull that off? They don't really have the utility. Wow, Ryan's Ruler, his name is really going to have to multi-frag here if they come B. And it looks like if they come A, they're completely screwed. So backs against the wall here with this limited utility.
It's quite a good read though from ProjectX, only playing one over towards A because eDen eSports have been favouring this B bomb site for sure. And also not playing anyone in drop. The control will go over towards eDen eSports, but no frags come the way.
Without the information, ProjectX are drifting their players over towards A. He's going to get caught. Ryan's going to have to multi-frag here, and indeed he does. Ruler gets 1, Ruler gets 2. Do I hear 3? No more plays. Oh, do I hear 3? I think I hear 3.
Looking for it. I think
Sean
he's
gets
whiffed
one.
that shot. They managed to get out on the block, and that's going to allow Logsy to capitalise, but he's going to drop the bomb immediately, and now Ruler left on 15 HP. Will get himself for a 3k there, so he did get quite a few kills, and those opening 2 especially were huge.
Well, I said it. It's the only way they were going to hold the site there, and he comes up good. It's really all on him here to try and steer ProjectX to victory with this AWP. I think he's the key to ProjectX pulling this game back. He's going to have to go big.
Yeah, especially, I mean, on CT side, Cobblestone, the AWP is a huge part of a lot of teams, you know, being so effective on this map. Because, I mean, on T side you can use it, but it's very much an AWP map where the AWP plays more of the turret style rather than the aggressive style. Or at least in this situation, Ruler definitely showing us how to do that as well. So anyway, a fast A hit coming in. Dom is going to open up with a nice 1D onto Deadbeat, and Samuel will also take down Lol. So this is not looking good for ProjectX. The MP9 though could do a lot of damage here. 2 kills going back the way of the CTs. Some damage done onto Hals though will leave him on 20 HP, but Samuel and Pommy are 25 and 16 HP respectively. So just one nade could end it all really. It's a 3 versus 3 situation. That Molotov there going to burn out Samuel, and it will melt him down. So 3 versus 2 now. The CT's playing it quite well, not just rushing straight in and giving these fights across. I say that as Dom is left all by himself. There's not very much time left on the bomb either. But the nade does take him down, so there you go.
They sort of rushed along A there without any nades to announce themselves, and Deadbeat and Lols, I think it was on A side, got caught with their trousers around their ankles a little bit. They were just out in the open, weren't expecting that whatsoever, and could have got very nasty, but luckily the retake and the extra weapons and utility were used well to save the round.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, the open nature of the A-bomb site not doing any favours for those pistols either, and the spots that are a little bit harder to check, you know, with pure aim, as it were, ProjectX played well, you know, nading out Samuel, he's not going to be anyway.
Pommy goes for the Superman play there by himself. Nothing much comes of that.
Through the smoke, trying to imitate what they did on A, catching players out. Expecting it. Logsy, though, just caught Shawnsky, kind of maybe ran out of mouse pad. He was sort of a little bit messed up with his aim there. So the kill does go back, but hands on an AK as well. 19 HP, I would imagine.
They found the bomb there at B long. I think they know that the bomb's down. Do they know that's there?
I would imagine so. I would have thought so. Hal's no armor, interestingly, with that M4. Does pick up the kill, though. And there you go, over on the other side. Dom is going to go down. I was going to say, it might have been a good idea for Logsy to drop that AK over towards Dom, but I think they were at opposite sides of the map, and the time that it would take for them to converge together would have been a bit too long.
Logsy's top fragging here. He's got 21, the top fragger on eDen. Am I reading that right?
Yeah, yeah.
Is there an error?
No.
Logsy's top fragging.
Surprising. 23 over on Roulette as well on the other side, so he's definitely, you know, like you said, one of the better players on the server at the moment. Definitely proving his why, or showing his why rather. 14 to 10 now, so ProjectX.
Oh, there's only one player over here on A. Who is it? It's Lols by himself. He's really going to have to put some work in here. Oh, it looks like a teammate has come back through to connect to see. That's the value of getting that information and getting Ryan up there on B plat. They've managed to get that rotation in, get that second player onto A before the hit actually comes in. That's the value of a confident AWPer. And it looks like they're going to be set up a little bit better on A side for when this hit eventually comes in.
The boost spot as well could be advantageous if they don't play so many players towards middle. But we'll see. They've sort of slowed it down. It looked like they were going to very quickly hit the one side. They just took control of long, and there you go. The boost spot we talked about. Unfortunately, not really doing anything there for ProjectX. So the opening frag going to go the way of eDen, and now they will be looking to hit this A bomb site. Deadbeat not able to trade anything back either. But will they expect Hals to be here in the Romeo position? He's going to peek out from that Molotov. Pick up 2. So 2 huge frags from him to make it a 3 versus 3. Can't find a third.
He's given them a fighting chance here. They've still got some utility spare on eDen eSports to hold off this rotate. They're on 14, so Sean and Ryan are probably feeling that they have to go for this. They're trying to come out of Juliet here, dropping down, using their trigger flash to get out, but there's probably too many T set up in good positions. Ryan gets that important first frag, but Sean goes down to Dom, holding from wood, and the bomb is ticking down. I'm not sure if Ryan has enough time. He's probably not able to save the AWP either. The worst of both worlds. Yeah. Feeling that you have to go for a retake. Yeah. They didn't want to play for the tie, and they don't have that much money. A bit of a yard sale buy, as James Bardolph would say. They've at least managed to find 4,750 for another AWP for Ryan. So they're in with a fighting chance. Yeah. I keep calling players by their first names. I apologize to your viewers. There's no bias here.
I think we've figured out, you know, I certainly have for sure, and I mean, it's a little bit obvious, you know, when you say the name and they're in a 1 versus 3 situation, it's obvious that's who you're talking about. But yeah, I think that what happened really was there was a player over towards, a T player over towards the connector, and Rouleau wasn't really sure of what to do about that. So
that was Tommy flanking down drop.
Just definitely not enough time. The boost though from Lols is going to open up, so a nice bit of aggression from ProjectX to open up into this round and give them a good chance to get back into this one. Deadbeat though gets a bit aggressive with that P250, and you don't really fancy it against AKs. So with the kill being traded back onto Lols as well, is going to make it a 4 versus 3 situation.
On A side, so the push comes in, he gets taken down playing around APC, and it's now Ryan and Sean in a 2v4 retake. Ryan has the AWP, not exactly ideal for retaking, and Sean has a CZ. That's not exactly ideal either, so backs up against the wall well and truly as they try to make their way out through connector. They've been spotted. Ryan's also making his way out here. Ryan gets 1 with the AWP, working his way around the APC, but Thomas has got him pinned. And the knife comes in from Dom. A bit of BM, eDen eSports.